Perfect. 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 Perfect.
What's the motherfucking deal, Sauce Nation? Welcome to Sauce Sports, where we're talking all sports, but only Houston. Sauce Sports is a Houston, Texas homer network, and it's just time, man. The people have spoken, and now it's been on my mind, so y'all wondering, hey, where's the Texans background? I know a lot of y'all come from the Texans talk and all that, but it's time to get back to what Sauce Sports is about. And it's about the city. It's not about the fucking Texans. I'm not going to sit here and continue to spend another week miserable about these motherfuckers. I ain't even watching other motherfucking games in the fucking league. So why the fuck I'm going to sit here stressing about these assholes and they not fucking making no moves? I'm not finna do it. But so we're going to bring it back to Htown Sports Tonight. If y'all been fucking with the sauce long enough, y'all already know what Htown Sports Tonight is. It's the, basically talking about everything that's happening in the city, going around town and looking at all of the major programs and interesting sports news happening in the city, man. And again, we'll touch on other things happening around certain leagues, if it's newsworthy, we'll speak on it. But it's I'm not trying to be solely a Texans tuber, and that's what I was becoming. And I mean, I spent the whole time. The Rockets been doing some interesting. James Harden been balling. I ain't talked about my dog all fucking year. Just a lot of stuff. But before we get into it, man, let's see who we got joining us tonight. We're going to get a little Sauce Nation roll call in. If you don't know how that works, man, Sauce Nation roll call is basically, if you are from the greater Houston area, shout out your side with pride. If you're not from the greater Houston area, well, you still get a little bit of love. You got to just let me know where you're at, and I'll make sure to send some love, some super saucy love in your direction. So a couple of things before we dive all the way into that. There will be a new sauce line number tomorrow. So I know a lot of folks, who may text and send messages and things throughout the day. There will be a new sauce. I mean, it's basically, I already got it, but it's just a few things I have to set up on that. So Like I said, this will probably be the last night of this number that we normally use, and then tomorrow we'll have a little something different going on. And same's going to go with the den for everybody who subs to the den. It'll be a different number. I don't know if we'll use it tonight. It might be tomorrow for that one too, but we'll see what happens. But let's get some of this. Let's see what we got in here, man. Let's see what fresh ingredients is checking in with us tonight, and then we'll get into the conversation. DeMarcus, Tremaine, Htown Sports 96, James Harden, Jay Bird, Nathan King, J Pack, Miss Voodoo C, one half of the greatest moderating couple in all the land. White Persuasion, what's the motherfucking deal? Tony Lawyer, Man Up, Jimmy Cruz, Wink, what's the motherfucking deal? Like I say, no, I didn't write nothing because, like I said, I'm probably finna change some stuff. I have some things I was working on, so we'll get all together. I'm shooting. I'll chop it y'all up after the stream. Asmel, what's the motherfucking deal? S.A. Steve-O, Darren Davis, what's the motherfucking deal? Vincent Bryson, Ryan Woodside, Adrian Quintero, what's the motherfucking deal? Zach, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. Maximum SSJ, what's the motherfucking deal? Wise, let me see. Michael Shelton, what's the motherfucking deal? Studi Wood in the house already. Sci-Fair in the house already. Danny MTZ, what's the motherfucking deal? Go DJ, what's the motherfucking deal? Kellen Boys, what's the motherfucking deal? STL already. Belgium holding it down. X Shovel, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. Spring Branch in the house already. Beyond a Funny Nigga, what's the motherfucking deal? Footballer 503. Why I say thank you. Yeah, man, it's about time, man. Original Man 89. Let's see. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Make sure I ain't missing. Mr. Killer KB, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. Big Al, what's the motherfucking deal? T'Challa, what's the motherfucking deal? Seth Clark, good to see you. Roman Kemp, what's the motherfucking deal? Hope I ain't missing nobody. If I did, I ain't do it intentionally, man. But let's get into the conversation. AJ Autumn, what's the motherfucking deal? So, like I say, gonna be some little things, like I say, over the next couple of days. Gonna be trying out, gonna be doing some different looks, man, bringing it back to how it should be, and always improving and upgrading the recipes. Like I said, I gotta give love to the city, man, because ultimately that's what it's all about. So as we get into the conversation, let's kind of take a look at what's shaking in with the Cougs, because you know it's go Cougs. Tomorrow at 7, you know, U of H men's basketball, they will be taking on ECU. The men's basketball team right now is 18-1, ranked 17th in the nation. And I think that, you know, we haven't been giving them a lot of love around the city. I mean, hey, they've been doing good. They played some pretty good teams along the way. Just took that first loss recently, I think a couple of weeks ago. I forgot who it was. But they're 14-0 at home, so I'm expecting them to beat ECU. I don't think it's going to be an issue. And Sampson, actually, the coach, just got his 600 win. A couple of, I think he's at 601 now. And again, so right now they're first in the American Athletic Conference. And hopefully that streak continues. You know, they're looking to be projected actually as a high seed in the dance right now. So we got to pay a little bit more attention to the Cougs, man, because we're sitting here worried about all this other stuff. And like I said, there's good shit happening in the city. Again, they just got the new Fertitta Center, and that bitch is motherfucking clean. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of good shit happening over on that campus over there in the Trade, man. So make sure we show love all around town. You got, again, like I said, they'll be at 7 tomorrow, but we'll be dripping sauce, so hopefully they'll be getting their win on. They'll be playing ECU, is trying to get to 500, who is currently 8-9, and they're kind of in the bottom tier of the conference. So, you know, shout out to the men's basketball team. We'll make sure to start, you know, dripping a little bit more love that way. Now, we also have the U of H women's basketball team. They'll be playing tomorrow at 6. They will be going up against I forgot who they playing. I forgot who they motherfucking playing. I don't look my fucking my handwriting bad in a bit. Well, they playing somebody, goddamn. 3-1. They're gonna be playing against Cincinnati. My bad. I'm looking at the wrong shit. They gonna be looking at Cincinnati. Cincinnati is 9-9, and the lady Cougs are 9-8 overall. They 3-1 in conference. They on a little 3-game win streak. Again, so they'll be fighting to stay above 500, and they'll be playing tomorrow night 6 p.m. They're third in the conference. Also. You know, so shout out to the Lady Cougs. Now, very interesting thing has also been going. Like I said, there's been a lot of good shit going on at U of H. We ain't been talking about it. I mean, it's all sports, only Houston. So it's a must that we talk about what's happening. Houston men's track, man, has been doing some stellar things. Not only, you know, this year, but they were doing pretty good last year also. Right now, they're currently ranked number 4 in the nation. by the United States Track and Field and Cross Country Coaches Association. So y'all probably ask, what the fuck does USTFCCCA stand for? I can't even believe I remembered that shit. But they've had a couple of guys, man, place the number one, put some number one times up. They have the number one 4x4 team, and I believe they have the number one 400 runner who's put up the best time in the nation this year. So again, some guys you need to watch out for. Kamari Montgomery, he's the number one 400 meter dash. And then you have Obi Igbakwe, Armani or Armain Latin. Look, I don't know some of these names. Look, I'm catching up on the news like y'all. What the fuck is going on? Jermaine Holt and again Kimari Montgomery is also on that 4x4 team. They put up a time of 3.03.1. So I guess that's a little quick and a little fast. You know, they got a little juice. Now, I know what y'all want to talk to me like, hey, we don't care about college, Honcho. We want to know what's happening in the pros. You know, hey, well, you don't get to the pros without going to college first, goddamn. So you got to show some love in that department. What is going on? Get out of there. All right. And then what y'all do? Y'all what y'all doing, man? Y'all better get off my boy Roman, man. Y'all give my boy a hard time. So then go say moving forward to the Rockets. I don't know y'all been want to talk Rockets. We haven't talked about the Rockets in a while. And like I said, I'm gonna spill, myself. We're gonna get the news cap. We're gonna run down, and then again, like we do, we're gonna open up the sauce line and we're gonna call in. But like I said, I'm changing up the format just a little bit. I'm gonna try some new things. Like I said, we're gonna talk about what's happening around the city. Then we'll open up the line and we'll talk about everything that's going on in the city. But we ain't just gotta talk Texans, because that shit at this point right now is fucking miserable. But talk about misery and miserable. The Rockets lose last night to the 76ers. They got smoked like I want to say it was 121 to like 99 or 93. I didn't even want to fucking look at the score like that. But the Rockets are now 26-20. But Harden did manage to keep his 30-point game streak alive. So that's 20 games in a row. He surpassed Kobe a few games, about 4 games ago. And the only other person who's ever done that is Chamberlain, I believe. And, well, that was a different time, a different place. It wasn't in the modern NBA. But we're not going to knock it. We're not going to hate on it. It is what it is. Harden ended up with 37, 3, and 6. And you can tell why the Rockets lost last night. Because nobody else was making fucking buckets. Because Harden does not put up low assist numbers like that. So obviously people weren't making shots, and it was just really Harden, Gerald Green, and Fareed, I think, were the only guys in double digits. And speaking about Fareed, Fareed was recently added to the team. They require Fareed, but he debuted. Rockets lost to Philly, but they're hoping they can get some quality minutes out of him. And again, I think Fareed had 13 and 6 in 23 minutes, and then Gerald Green had 18, 2 and 2 in 31 minutes. Harden also played 31 minutes again, but like I say, dropped 37, 3 and 6. Embiid on the other side took advantage of the fact that we didn't really have any height, and we didn't really have anybody who could, to really stop him. He was dominant because everybody was small. I mean, even Fareed's only about 6'8", 6'9". He's not really a center. He's more of a power forward. So he dominated, and if you can call it that, you know what I mean? He had 32 and 14. But again, like I say, lacking Capella, who's going to be out for quite some time. And again, like I say, he has had surgery on his thumb, so he's been out since the 13th on that Magic game. And they expect him to miss 4 to 6 weeks, hopefully to be back shortly after the All-Star game. Again, you can see that the Rockets need him. And again, like I say, because we don't have that opposing presence in the paint. And Nene, I think he only played like 8 minutes last night. And again, Fareed over there looking like Nene's little cousin and shit. It is what it is. So it's going to be interesting. I don't want to hear the fucking jokes. I already know where y'all going with that shit. I already heard the shit. I don't want to hear that motherfucking shit. Fuck all y'all with the damn Fareed, Nene, Honcho, Dread jokes. Goddamn, I don't want to hear that shit. And Crowder shit too. Goddamn. But again, like I say, to get Fareed, though, unfortunately, the Houston Rockets Carmelo experiment came to an end, even though technically it came to an end way earlier this season. He was traded to the Bulls and immediately released. I got a question. I want to know what y'all think in the chat, man. Do you guys think that Melo will find a home with a possible contender this year? Or do you think that this may be, basically a wrap for Melo? This may be, he might be headed to the big three or something like that. What do y'all think is going to happen with Melo? I'd like to know what y'all feel about that. But I say, moving on, and you're talking about another big missing piece. Because the Rockets have had a lot of injuries this year, and I think that's part of what the greatness of what James Harden is doing is he's been able to be consistent and keep the Rockets relevant when they've been missing significant pieces. You're talking about CP3, Gordon, and Capella being out. I think Gordon had kind of pulled up tender last night too. Not tender the app, but tender on his knee because he was just coming back from a knee injury. So I know he hasn't been playing a whole lot. And again, Harden can't do it all, man. There's only so much you can do. You can let him eat all day and then, keep everybody else from scoring. You're bound to get a win. But speaking about CP3 is expected to be back soon, hopefully by the end of late next week. Paul has been out since December 20th, man. He died with another hamstring injury. And unfortunately, I don't know if his services are going to be as valuable when he comes back. Because the thing about it is he wasn't really balling before he went out, man. He wasn't really balling before he went out, man. Oh, Booker T, that's the jokes y'all got now. Y'all motherfuckers, y'all can't let a nigga win. But again, so my thing is, it's unfortunate, but we'll see what happens overall with the Texan situation. Say the problem with Melo is he doesn't want to come off the bench, and he was starting off the bench a little bit early in the season, but I think it just ultimately became a situation where, he just look at y'all motherfuckers for Sauce Sports. I just think it was a situation where he slowed the game down and didn't play at a pace that the Rockets like to play, and so I think that ultimately just kind of came down to it. I don't think Carmelo was to blame for their early season woes. People try to put a lot of the blame on him, but it wasn't Carmelo. He was averaging, 13 or 16, something like that. And it wasn't just bad, but it was just unfortunate that, things kind of played out the way that they played out, for him. But we talked about the Chris Paul situation, and we'll talk a little bit of Texans. I know you guys got to have that Texans fix. So, in Texans news, a couple of little interesting things, and we'll open up the sauce line shortly after this so we can discuss whatever it is y'all want to talk about. Justin Reed is having wrist surgery supposedly sometime this week, but they say he should be free and cleared by the time training camp rolls around because ultimately, he's still a young player. You don't want him to miss any time. We saw that wrist was kind of affecting him towards the end of the season, and the shoulder injury that he took in the playoff game, I don't think that ultimately is going to cancel him. So again, we'll see what's up and how that all plays out. Also, in a little bit of Texan news, most of us found out yesterday, but we'll still talk about it because some I want to discuss. Watson's going to the Pro Bowl. Brady declined the invitation, because he's going to a bigger bowl. Should we expect a show from the Texans' second-year star? Do you expect Watson to go out there and kind of put up some numbers, have some fun? Again, it's more of a fun game. They don't really take the defense too serious. You'll actually get to see what Watson looks like behind a quality O-line. So there's that. Again, so it may give me a reason to watch the Pro Bowl because I believe was it Watt declined? I think who else was it? The Clowney's out, but I think it was a couple of Texans that declined. So we'll see what happens with that. I know it's Hopkins is out because of the injury and stuff. So again, man, like I say, it's interesting to see what happens with that. Do you guys think that it's still the same quality of a Pro Bowl vote if you didn't get in originally, if you like going in as an alternate, like say Lamar Miller is also? Or do you think that it's still quality because you are in the Pro Bowl period? I mean, I'd like to know your opinions on that one. And, after that, let's go ahead and open up the line and see what's on your mind. Give me 1 second here. Make sure I got everything appropriate. Like I say, this will be the last day of the old. Oh, I ain't even dropped that. I'm head honcho. Y'all know I am. I got to make sure y'all see that, though. Some of y'all might not know, and some of y'all will know now. Let's open up the sauce line, man. I want to see how y'all are feeling. I want to know what you guys are thinking. The number, 832-639-DRIP, 832-639-3747. Again, like I say, this should be the last evening for this number on the sauce line. Like I say, the other number has already been acquired. It's I just didn't have time to set everything up. Should we trade a young piece like Dennis Smith Jr. for Dennis Smith Jr.? CB3 is too expensive, injury prone for me to accept him on the roster. Well, I don't think you have a choice in accepting him. He's there. I would love to get younger, but I don't know if that's necessarily going to be an option. Let's see what we got calling in here. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in on the sauce line this evening?
Hey, what's going on, Mr. Honcho? This is Big Al. How are you doing, man?
Doing good, Big Al. What's the motherfucking deal, Big Al? What would you like to drop on the line tonight?
Oh, man, it's going to be a long 8 months, man. Hopefully we got the Astros. Maybe the Astros can make a push for the World Series. That'd be kind of nice, man. But as far as basketball, I guess basketball. We just it's still, I guess, kind of mid-season. So I guess everybody's just trying to position themselves for, I guess, the top 8 spots. But you were asking about, what was it, the Pro Bowl, man? Whether or not the players kind of view it as, I guess I can't remember what your question was. What was your question, Honcho, again? It was.
I was asking if you think that, and I apologize for the surprise look on my face. I'll tell y'all what's up in a second. I was asking if you guys think that
something good. I guess it looks good. See it, man. Bye bye.
All right, adios. Man. Shout out to Tom Merck. I want to say this right. Hopefully I said that right. I appreciate the love. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in on the sauce line this evening?
Honcho, you already know. It's your boy Roman.
Roman, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What you want to drop on the sauce
line?
Man?
Man, nothing. First of all, I'll say what's up to you. I mean, ain't the round table. But what's up to everybody on the round table? I ain't going to start names. I ain't got no time for that. But what's up to everybody on the round table? Everybody in the chat talking about the station, boy Roman. All the love, man. Let's keep it going. So I'm going to start off with that. But I'm happy we finally talking about other things, because I don't know what else I was going to say about the Texans. Because Big Al said this is a long 8 months, but I think we all need to rest from the Texans. About to pull out your hair and close games, and then the last game, the playoff game, get your ass blown out. Crazy. But let me talk about something else. Let me talk about these Rockets real quick, man.
Right.
And what I'm not liking about these Rockets, it's about 3 things I'm not liking, man. It's the inconsistencies when it comes to the Rockets, man. Number one, I just don't get it, man. We will go lose to a bad team. And goddamn it, how the NBA is right now, I can't call nobody bad. Because I was about to say Brooklyn, but shit, Brooklyn, they actually won some quality games. But I'll just say Brooklyn, all right? We lost to Brooklyn, all right? We lost in what, double or overtime? No, we lost in overtime to Brooklyn. Then we go the next night, we go beat the Lakers. Yeah, I know they have LeBron, but the Lakers are still one of the quality teams in the West. But then a couple games after that, we come back and beat the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go get blown out by the goddamn 76ers. Get our ass smashed. I watched that game. We got our ass smashed. And what I'm getting tired of is basically this. Okay, if you watched last night's game, Harden got double teamed damn near the whole game, Honcho.
Mm-hmm.
Harden couldn't walk. He couldn't go nowhere. And what I got pissed off is nobody was doing else to help him. I seen Fareed, Green, Ennis trash ass. Well, I'm tired of Ennis. All of them not doing nothing.
Yeah.
They just standing there. Oh, Harden, give us the ball, bro. Say the screen. Go run up. Help him get the ball out of his hand, bro. I'm tired of the one-dimensional Rockets. I'm tired of I've seen it so many times. We'll have a wide-open mid-range shot, right, Honcho? We'll go 5 steps back just to shoot a 3, brick it, and miss, and go give to somebody like the Warriors and the 76ers. They don't shoot mid-range shots. And they're going to make them holes, too. They're not scared to shoot a mid-range. Well, other teams, we can't be one-dimensional. Everybody calls Warriors one-dimensional. The Warriors will shoot a mid-range. Look at Durant. Look at Curry. You give them a wide-open mid-range, then it's daily. I've seen Clay shoot it. These niggas, they innovate the game. Yes, the 3 ball is their main score for the Warriors, but they know how to kill you at every position, at everywhere they shoot. And I'm tired for the Rockets is, we'll go pass the ball. We shoot 3s. That's it. We'll be 8 for 33 on the night and get blown out. It's like we live by the and die by the 3. And when the 3s are falling, I love it. I think every Rockets fan love it. But you know what? I want to see more from this team. I know this team has too much talent. Let's shoot more mid-range. Let's get better on the defense. But I'm happy about the Kenneth Freed signing, because that's a good sign right there. Get rid of Ennis. What does Ennis have done? Ennis been injured damn near the whole goddamn. He was injured for what? 2 to 5 some weeks. And when he gets on that, the nigga don't do shit. He don't do crap, Honcho. He don't do nothing. And I'm tired of seeing him. His shot is ugly. I'm barely seeing any defense. I've seen him go 1 or 2 strides where he's working hard and he's doing his job. But if Green is doing his job, I like Rivers. And when it comes to Paul, man, and Harden's doing his job too. Even people holding Harden, but the nigga averages 2 blocks per game. People don't know that shit. Harden doing his job out there. He's doing better at defense. He's not like how he used to be. He's still not the best, but he's doing better. I'm proud of his improvement. But what I was about to say, about Chris Paul, man, I wouldn't mind. I know we can't get rid of him, but we could. I wouldn't mind. It's not Chris Paul's talent. Chris Paul has the talent. He's a legend, one of the best point guards of all time. But the man is injury prone. The man can't stay up for all the games. He can't stay up for 82 games. The nigga can't stay up for 16. I mean, he's old, and he's been injury prone even when he was young his whole career. I wouldn't mind we went out there and see if we can make a trade for Dennis Smith Jr., a nice young piece that we can add to this team that, man, can go a long way. He got good legs on his bones. I mean, he got good bones, and shit, he's young. And I want this team to get younger. Why every time with Houston we get older? The Texans old. The goddamn Rockets old. Look at the Astros. Astros has a good mix of young and old. And why you think they won the World Series a couple years ago, bro? Because they didn't mind number one taking risk, and number one they didn't mind building around young players, man. I mean, look at goddamn the Rams going to the Super Bowl. Young players. They build around, and they have a good thing of old and young, and that's why they're going to the Super Bowl. Patriots, yeah, they're mostly older, but they still have young players out there that's doing their job. You have to mix young and old. We can't stay this old these old Texans and these old Rockets and think we're going to go somewhere. We need to mix a little bit of the new, so I don't know, man. That I had to get that off my chest. I know everybody like, damn, Roman, but I had to get that off my chest. I'm happy you finally talked about the Rockets because, I was waiting to talk about that. But in other Rockets news, man, to be honest with you, man, I don't be watching other Rockets, man. I support the Astros, but I don't watch them. I support them. I ain't no bandwagon because I ain't watching baseball and say I'm the biggest Astro fan. I'm not. I support them, but I don't know. And everything else, man, I don't know, but I support it. It's Houston H-Town forever, and that's all I got, Honcho.
Already, man. I appreciate the call there, Roman.
Man, anytime, Honcho.
Already.
All right.
We got a call coming in. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in to the sauce line this evening?
What's good, Honcho? It's Wink.
Wink, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What you want to drop on the sauce line tonight?
Man, let's talk about Adrian Broner and this bullshit he pulled on motherfucking Saturday evening. The nigga made a complete fool of himself.
Man,
anybody that watched this fight?
I forgot he even had a fight, and I remembered it that day. I woke up that day.
Man, Pacquiao put hands on this nigga. Like, how you get your ass whooped by a 40-year-old senator? Like the nigga is trying to get peace. The nigga trying to, you know what I'm saying, increase the pesos over there. And this bitch ass nigga made all kind of excuses. He actually thought he did enough. This nigga got asked a question about, from somebody in the crowd. I want to say it was Dan Rayfield, fat ass. And he was in the crowd asking questions, in the post-game fight. Because he couldn't even do the post-fight interview with Jim Gray without the shit getting cut off. Like, he was cussing or something too much. I don't know. So they cut the shit off, right? The nigga was getting pieced up, bro. Like, and he had chances where he could have hit this nigga with uppercuts, check left hooks, like all night. Like it was like my stream had went down for a few rounds, so I was still trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. I went back and looked at the rest of the fight, bro. This nigga was getting his ass dogged.
God damn.
Like he was getting his ass whooped, bro.
So I got a question.
I'm pretty sure.
I got a question for you. So do you feel like that was it? That was the last chance for Broner? Because I know he didn't took a couple of L's here and there. These last couple of fights. Is that it for him, man, or you think he's still gonna have a chance to bounce back?
Honestly, it was the best he looked, but to be honest, because of his name, and I wouldn't be surprised if Al Heyman could get him another fight, bro. He been this same way for the last 3-4 years, and somehow he always able to get big fights, bro. And, I mean, it's just the way that it is. Will he go pay-per-view again? Because this was a pay-per-view fight. The numbers are going to end up having to dictate whether he goes pay-per-view or not. I highly doubt it. But, like, who the fuck is he going to fight? Like, the only way he gets on pay-per-view is if he fights Bud Crawford. He got to fight Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody like that to even get on pay-per-view. And Errol Spence ain't even made it to pay-per-view yet. So I don't even see how the hell it happened. Everybody that joined my stream, I appreciate that. That was probably my most successful live stream video. That shit was like well over 4,300 views on the damn video. So I appreciate that. Came up on some new subs. Shit, I'm almost at 500. Y'all make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. If y'all not on the channel, y'all not subscribed, support the stars. As always, you know what I'm saying? I see you had to switch it up. I see you was on the old format tonight. Had to be throwback, you know what I'm saying, with the little graphics and shit. That shit looking fly.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
When is Mikey and Arrow scrapping?
What happened?
When is Mikey and Arrow supposed to scrap?
Arrow's supposed to they just did they little conference, so they supposed to be fighting in March. They just had their little conference and shit like that, yeah. So they supposed to be fighting in March. What's called gonna get? I mean, Mikey gonna get washed. Like, he gonna get washed. But like Pacquiao don't want it with nobody. You know what I'm saying? At 147, that's one of the big dogs, like one of the top 5 fighters. He'll get smoked by every last one of them. Like he don't want no problems. You know what I'm saying? They talking about the nigga might end up retiring because some of his retina, and especially with the fact bringing up like after this fight, he would probably be obligated to fight Errol Spence after the fact. Because if Errol Spence ever get his hands on him, Mikey Garcia, Danny Garcia, shit, even Keith Thurman at this point right now beat the. I don't fuck with Keith Thurman because of the shit that he doing right now, but he'll beat the dog piss out of Pacquiao right now. Like even after coming off an injury and all of that shit, I don't even see Pacquiao getting past Amir Khan, and he's a bum. You know what I'm saying? When I tell you he looks sloppy, he looks super fucking sloppy. Like, I mean, in the middle of the ring, he really couldn't do shit. You know what I'm saying? He was only really getting his shit in when he was on the ropes and when Broner was coming off of the ropes. You know what I'm saying? But when he was on the ropes, he was very effective. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times, I don't know, bro. It's like the fight could have been so much better had Broner let his hands go. It would have been a real great fight. But, like, it ended up being lackluster because he folded up and he went back into his old ways. And then, but like, go look at all the videos where motherfuckers is making fun of him. This nigga said the most outlandish shit in the post-fight interviews, and he actually thought he won the fight, and he got abused. You know what I'm saying? He had Pacquiao looking like he was back in 08 or some shit. You know what I'm saying? When he was juiced up. You know what I'm saying? When Alex Ariza was in the corner giving him that juice. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it is what it is, man. I just wanted to go ahead, talk some boxing. You know what I'm saying? Since you was talking basketball, I see Harden doing this thing. The boy hitting like 50 points a night. Yeah, if we play the Lakers or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Fuck the Lakers. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Jay Dizzle, and any other Lakers fan in the goddamn chat. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and exit yourself. Oh, and Jay Dizzle, matter of fact, if you still in the chat, bro, if you got a Twitter, put that shit in the thing, because I got some shit that I want to send you about a guest that we just had on, and you ain't going to believe this shit when I send it to you. But it's too much to talk about in the goddamn chat and on the phone. But I'm going to hit you up later. You can get at me. I'm going to get on back on the chat. You got anything else for me, Honcho, before I hang up?
Man, I think I'm good, man.
Man, shit, I appreciate it once again. Y'all go ahead, y'all call in. It ain't talking about no Texans because that shit depressing right now. So let's go ahead and talk about some other sports, man.
All right, man. Appreciate the call, Wink.
Already, bet.
All right. You say it might be another May. I wouldn't be surprised if it was another Mayweather Pacquiao. You know, money talk, bullshit, walk 1,000 miles. What's the motherfucking deal we got calling into the sauce line this evening?
It's your boy Wise.
Wise,
I've been waiting to talk about these goddamn Rockies. Oh my gosh, man! What Roman said, this nigga James Ennis is straight trash. I never seen somebody in a Rockies uniform the last 5 years this trash on this team. I mean, it's almost like Ryan Anderson. I mean, this guy just stands around the court. I see this guy go and shoot layups, airballing layups. Guy can't shoot the three. The guy can't shoot mid-range. The guy can't attack the basket. He getting beat on defense. I'm like, why we still got this guy on the team? Why didn't we extend my boy Daniel House? Daniel House is balling. And you know what they did? They didn't even extend him. They was trying to pay my man 700K for 3 years. Nah, pay my man at least $1 million. That man was putting in work. That man can hit the corner three. That guy can play defense, and he hustled. So I don't know why the Rockets didn't pay my man. That's the first thing I got to talk about with these Rockets. The second thing I got to talk about these Rockets, the goddamn CP3 always goddamn hurt. Motherfucking Capella been out twice this season already, and they going to wear my man James Harden out. James Harden doing some spectacular things that you never seen in the NBA before in your lifetime. I mean, Kobe did it, but James Harden took it to another level. The only other person that overachieved against him was Will Chamberlain, and that nigga was like 7 foot tall, and everybody else in the NBA at that time was like 5'9", 5'10", or 6 foot. So he had a huge advantage at that time. So I just want to give props to James Harden, and I feel bad for him because, I mean, he's doing everything he can do. He's playing defense in the post. He's top 5 in steals in the league, top 5 in assists in the league. He's one of the leaders in rebounds for shooting guards, if not number one. He's the leading scorer in the NBA, and it's just time for the Rockets to get him help. I like that we got Kenneth Faried. I think he's going to add a lot of energy to this team, especially when it comes down to the playoffs, because when you have him behind Clint Capella, he can give you valuable minutes, but I still think we need to make another trade. We need to go after Marc Gasol. We need to go after Dennis Smith Jr. because just like Roman said, we don't have no good depth at the point guard position. We don't got good depth at the center position, and that's been hurting the Rockets for years. And if you bring in a guy like Marc Gasol with a team in Memphis that's already tanking and shit like that, you could just throw something cheap at them, maybe a first-round pick, throw them a Gary Clark, or one of them other trash-ass niggas on the bench. But we need to get this man Harden some help, or he is going to wear out by the time for playoffs. But that's all I had to drop.
I got a question for you there, Wise.
All right, what's up?
Man, so you think do you think that there will be a blockbuster move for the Rockets before it's all said and done? Because right now, because they got rid of that little dude they had on a 10-day contract, so technically there's still one more roster spot open. I've heard rumors of them possibly trying to work something out with House and bring him back and maybe solidify that spot, or do you think they're going to go in a different direction?
Yeah, I think knowing Morey, it's going to be a trade. I know we didn't really do nothing last year at the deadline, but he usually pulls off big time moves. I mean, you got to think about it. This guy brings out blockbuster trades at the deadline. That's what he's known for, and especially with this team right now, trying to make it into the playoffs and with this playoff contention right now, trying to go against the Warriors in the Western Conference Finals again. Maybe the Lakers, possibly the Lakers. Let me give the Lakers props. The Lakers have a good team. They have a young team, and they're going to be tough in the playoffs, but the Rockets always have the Lakers number. But anyways, I know that Morey's smart enough to see that we need another center on his team because Nene is nasty, but this guy, Nene, is getting too old. He can't play on back-to-backs, and we're going to need somebody that's capable to play back-to-backs in the playoffs. I just have a feeling the Rockets going to try to target maybe a Marc Gasol. I don't know why we got rid of Montrezl Harrell. We should have kept Montrezl. Montrezl was balling out. I don't know. They're going to have to pull something out ASAP because when it comes down to these playoffs, you seen Golden State got Boogie Cousins. He came back. He's putting up 14 points, 15 points. That's very lethal, and that was a point of attack that we can attack the Warriors at last year. Capella was averaging like 20 points in that playoff series. He was getting like 20 boards. So we're going to have great depth when it comes down to this playoffs, and we're going to need Eric Gordon to step up. If Eric Gordon not stepping up, I know he just hit a buzzer beater, but like I've been saying for a while, why not trade Eric Gordon when you could have got a Jimmy Butler? So it's just all about taking risk and – I mean, fuck Eric Gordon. He haven't did shit in the playoffs. He don't do shit he having 1 or 2 games every month, and that's it. He might put up 30 points, but he don't do anything spectacular to me. The only good player that's safe on this team right now for me is James Harden and Clint Capella.
All right, man. I agree, man. They got to do something, but I'm scared with that CP3 deal. With they paying him so much money, nobody gonna want that shit. They definitely. Made a bit of a blunder there, but man, Wise, I appreciate the call, man. I definitely agree with damn near everything you said.
All right,
man.
I'll let you.
All right. Shout out to the Wise, man. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in on the sauce line this evening?
Man, you better Roman one more time. I had to spit one more thing.
All right, what you got there, man? What you want to drop on the line, Roman?
First of all, there's something I actually forgot. Adrian Brown, he need to shut up, bro. This nigga sounds like he doing it for the hood, and he gonna bring this win. He won that. Every man, bro. Turkey, I was punching that nigga like some meat, nigga. Like you know that meat grinding when you trying to that thing when you put you knocking down the meat and shit. That nigga was beating that nigga like it was a damn stepchild. He need to stop, bro. I was like, nigga, you ain't welcome in none of my hoods, and no black, you ain't invited to no barbecues, you ain't invited to nothing black, bro. You is kicked out. Go to the white delegation, bro. You out of there, man. That's number one, bro. He out. When he said that had me like, bro, you can't come back to the hood saying that you got that dub. It's not even some close Jamel Charlo type shit where it's like they felt like nigga got cheated. Nah, nigga, you got your ass beat. That's number one. But kind of like the caller said before me, man. I meant to say this. Getting rid of House was a horrible decision, bro. That nigga, I saw how that nigga was hitting from the side three, bro. That nigga was hitting that shit with deadly accuracy, and he was effortless with that. I love that about him. He was young. I told you we need youth on this team, and he was hitting that shit with effortlessly, and I loved it. And Clarkson, people like that, those young players, man, you don't see how much they do for the team. But like that dude said about Gordon, bro, I 100% agree, man. Gordon is good to drop a good 30 points or 20-some points. He once here and there and look like, damn, he really is solid. But then Gordon, like going last night, bad shooting night. How many times are we going to have bad shooting nights from you, bro? I mean, I know every once in a while people have bad shooting games, don't do so hot, but you can't keep doing that every time, bro. I need you to improve. We got you in this trade for something. You're getting paid for something, bro. But he said he gonna even test the market in 2019. So if Gordon want to do something, it's time to get another shooting guard. Like the dude said before me, why didn't we trade Gordon to go get Butler? I remember we was in a speculation to get the trade. They said they didn't want to trade Gordon. Gordon. They said they didn't want to trade Tucker, and at the time I was like, nah, don't trade Tucker. What has Tucker done recently, man? I mean, what Tucker hasn't picked up no solid points. I love Tucker. I love his defense. I love his presence. But what has Tucker did, man? Well, I hate to say it, but now looking back at it, man, we probably should have did the trade. You know, because I was one of those people saying, man, don't get rid of Tucker, man. What's he doing on the defense? And what he's doing there? Man, Tucker been letting stuff loose, bro. He's been letting plays loose. He's been getting crossed up. Tucker already slow. I mean, so I don't know, man. It's crazy. I think we actually should have did the trade, and we could have got somebody like Jimmy Butler. And I don't know, man. I trust in Daryl Morey, do something, but what money? You know, we had the money. I know he would have got a big trade by now, but we ain't got no money. So let's see what we can test the waters. I still believe in my team, no doubt. I still think we're going to the playoffs. I'm not hating on the Rockets. It's just, man, it's some shit we got to get fixed. This is youth that got to go. So that's all I got, man. I got to go, so I ain't going to be calling in no more. I got to do something real quick, man. So I might be back later for what's it called? For the goddamn Den and Rockets Nation, man. Fuck the Lakers. That's for Jay Dizzle. I'm out, man.
Already, Roman, man. Appreciate the call, man.
Anytime.
Already. Yeah, make sure y'all fucking with the Den. If y'all ain't fucking with the Den, man, y'all missing out. What's the motherfucking deal we got calling in on the sauce line this evening?
What it do with that?
Ask me, what's the motherfucking deal? Ask me, what you want to drop on the sauce line tonight, man?
No, I just want to clarify on the House thing. It wasn't that they didn't want to have re-sign House. It's just that House was acting like he was a motherfucking all-star NBA caliber type of player when they came to asking for that money. And I get it, man. Everybody got to get their money, but I mean, ultimately, bro, I mean, you got to start somewhere. You can't fucking go out here thinking you finna get CP3 money. I'm not saying that's what he wanted, but that's how they made it sound. Like, come on, dude. Like, we're trying to work with you, and you trying to go back and play with these damn Vipers or something. Like, nah, bro, we're not gonna have that. So, I mean, that's really what went down with that. But other than that, man, I'm with everybody about the inconsistency, but I think it's more on the fact that Harden, man, I mean, this is gonna end up getting tired. It's what we know is gonna happen. And what sucks about it is, yeah, the West is a little tight, but I don't really see them getting the number 1 seed. So it's like, you know, what do they do? You know, what do they settle for? I guess, you know, maybe being top 4 to avoid, you know, playing the top teams. But yeah, man, I mean, it sucks, bro. I mean, to look back at last year and see what we had available to us to do, and then the stuff that just ended up happening to us, it sucks. And I think it just goes to show, like sometimes you look at the stuff and you're like, damn, bro, like how cursed is this city, bro? Because all the way back from the Oilers, now the Texans with injuries sometimes at the worst possible point of the season, it's like we can't fucking avoid it. And even last year with the Astros, you can go back and look at that and say, if Altuve doesn't get hurt, if Correa doesn't have to go through that surgery, like, you know, they would have been good to go time playing Boston, and you know, we probably go back there and beat the Dodgers one more time. So I mean, it is what it is, bro, but that's all I wanted to drop down.
already asked, man. Appreciate the call, man. And it's true, man. Houston just, if it ain't hamstrings, it's something else. But Houston always has a lot of bad injuries, and at the worst time. He ain't lying about that. Now the house situation, like I said, I have to look more into it. Cause I saw something about they was trying to pay him something like $4 million, but he ain't want that, so I don't know the full details of it. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in on the sauce line this evening?
Yo, what's up? It's White Persuasion.
White Persuasion. What's the motherfucking deal, man? What you want to drop on the sauce line tonight, man?
Yo, I want to respond to some things that were said.
Okay.
Bro, Tucker, bro, he is not worth trading for. Eric Gordon plus Tucker for Jimmy Butler is not a great trade. I mean, there's no way to say what he would do on this team, you know, because his play style is not, doesn't necessarily fit us. So like Tucker in the corner, Gordon, they both shoot 3. So like for that, I mean, it would have been great to have Butler, but like I think that was a bit of a stretch to if we actually went through with that trade. But what I also will say is King Clark, you know, Gary Clark, that man, he's gonna be good. He's only a rookie, and he's only gonna get better. His 3 shots gonna get better. He already plays amazing defense. So I can't remember who it was that called in talking about getting younger, but we have a couple young pieces that we can build on. We just gotta make sure that we give them reps and like make sure that they get their experience in, you know. And like as for House, there's no way that we don't sign him at some point, because the way that we're going about it right now is we're trying to lock him up for cheap for long, and he wants something. I think he wants a little bit more money. I'm not sure exactly how much he wants, but the reason we can give him a 1-year contract for like I think like $3 million or something, and that would probably end up working, but that would make him a unrestricted free agent, I think. So to make him a restricted free agent, we have to do some certain thing. So like, there's no doubt in my mind that House will be on the team eventually. It's just a matter of when, and if he's going to wait out in the G League or he's going to accept something. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's definitely going to happen. And you know, like for getting the team better, I definitely think we can make some moves. And I think why I said it, Ennis is straight trash. And he said he's never seen a player quite trash in a Rockets uniform. Well, there's one almost like it. His name's Marquise Chris. He's also pretty trash. And Knight is also kind of, I mean, I don't know. He hasn't played in a while, but he's not great either. But yeah, I do think we can make a trade. I think Bazemore is probably everyone's favorite idea of a trade. I think we trade him like Knight and a pick or something. Or honestly, I think there's a better chance of Ariza being bought out now than there was before, because everyone's like, oh my God, Ariza has his value. So they trade him for, who was it? It was like Austin Rivers and someone else. But they traded for that. And then it ended up, Austin Rivers got bought out, came to us, and the Wizards still have Trevor Ariza. But now John Wall went out with an injury, and So they kind of are playing all right. The Wizards are, but if they end up showing that they're probably not going to make the playoffs, it's possible that we could either trade them something super cheap, or like try and get Ariza on the cheap, or they buy him out or something like that. So I do think that Ariza still is a possibility, but there's no reason to hang on to that idea. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And as far as Dennis Smith Jr. goes, that's no. I'd rather trade for like Josh Jackson or something like that. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got.
All right, man. Hey, white persuasion. I appreciate the call, man. I need to hear some more calls from you, man. I'm glad you called in. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but yeah. Shout out to white persuasion. Let's see. What the fuck is going on here, man? Again, like I say, it's a lot of pieces, a lot of things. Oh, we got some. Got a couple of texts here. Let me read some of these texts. Okay, bet. Jay does say you got a Twitter. I got you on that one. Sometimes I don't blame folks. Sometimes I'll be wishing I don't have one. That Twitter it's toxic. Hunter, we should trade for a young piece like Dennis Smith Jr. And the thing is, are they going to be willing to trade for Dennis Smith Jr.? I mean, I'm wondering, is he, are there rumors? Is there talk of him being made available? CP3 is too expensive. Injury prone for me. Okay, you said that. Read that earlier. Honcho, if I win the MVP this time, you definitely owe me a mod. I'm going to write this stream and date down. I have not agreed to that, but we'll discuss it. We'll talk about it. So ultimately, like, he is available. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. I'd have to look into that. Like I say, I have not been on top of the happenings in the NBA as I should. Like I say, and I'm just I'm upset that I've gone this long without talking about without talking about the historic run that Harden is making, man. And I want to say, why as I mentioned, Kobe did what he was doing, but Harden is taking it to another level. And then you go back and you think about what Kobe did. And even in that streak, in that span, when they, because there was a couple of guys, I know he had tied T-Mac for a little bit. I know he had tied Kobe for a little bit. He's always passed all those guys up. But I'm thinking about, that's just, points. I need to go back and see what the assists were like, because they were talking about something that only him, Kobe, and Jordan had done. And I almost want to be sure. I'm going out on a limb because I don't know for a fact, but I can almost guarantee Harden has more assists in those runs and those stretches than Kobe or Jordan. And again, without the same level of talent available at that time. You know what I'm saying? Again, like I say, it is what it is, because if you look at some of the teams that they played with, and then you look at what Harden has had to play with as he's been making that run. Again, like I said, a significant amount of time with no Capella, Gordon, or CP3. Even though Gordon's back, he's not been really healthy. CP3 hasn't been available a couple of times this year, from early when he started off scrapping with Rondo and then getting hurt, in December. And again, so like I said, Harden has been doing this, carrying this team on his back. And again, this is not anything new, because we've been used to Harden carrying his team on his back for years now, even prior to the CP3 thing. But the thing about it now is just he's doing it at a completely different level. And I mean that you have to respect what it is. We talked about that Warriors game, incredible. The Lakers game, they were down by 20, came back. And again, Gordon did have a little contribution into the situation. But again, like I said, what Harden has going on is it's ridiculous. I have a question. I want to know what y'all feel. I want y'all to drop it in the chat. Right now, I think he's at 20 games straight. How many games do you think Harden can go with this 30-point streak? How many games do you think it'll be before it's over with? Before Harden ends the 30-point streak games? Do you think it's going to be sometime whenever CP3 comes back, because they're going to try to, stagger the situation, or you think 35 games, 59? Goddamn. See, I can see Mike Conley and Marc Gasol getting traded to the Rockets for Brandon Knight and Marquise Chris. Interesting. I don't know. Like I said, I have to look. I mean, I don't know what pieces they are in. And like I said, I don't know what Memphis has going on, but I know they started off pretty hot this year. They started off the season pretty good, but I don't think they're doing so hot right now. Like I said, there's a couple of things I have to go back and get caught back up on, because like I said, we're spending so much time talking Texans, and it's cool, but right now, you know, if some news happens, definitely we will talk about it. But right now, I just need a Texans cool down. And shout out to Chandler, though. Appreciate the love, Chandler. Chandler always holding down the sauce line. Something I do want to talk about, though. I am going to throw this out there. And I don't want to talk about it, but I am going to talk about it. And this is why I say that, you know, a lot of people ask why my feelings had changed. Look at what Kansas City just did. Got rid of their DC. You can say whatever you want to say. The level of talent that they had was not equal to what the Texans had. When the games counted, look what they did to the Colts when it mattered. And look at, you know, how Kansas City played throughout the majority of the year, even though they didn't really need that defense to do much. Then you look at the Texans and where they ended up and how they ended up, where they're at now. Again, teams that finished off better than we are out there making moves to improve. And the fact that we're not, it just becomes frustrating. That's why I say it's just right now, it's too tiring to talk about the fucking Texans, because it's only going to make me frustrated. Still love my Texans. I'm not against that. Cool. 11-5 was nice. It was good to have a double-digit season because it's been so long. But man, goddamn. Let's talk about the Dynamo. Well, see, the Dynamo, what had happened was I don't know what's going on with the Dynamo, but I'll be studying under the wise tutelage of Hector, and I will be learning more about the Dynamo because, like I said, man, it's supposed to be all sports only Houston. And we're going to get the sauce back to the way it's supposed to be. We just gave the Texans way too much fucking attention. And I'm hearing a lot of teams are actually looking into the services of Kareem Hunt. You know what team I can guarantee you is not doing that? You know what I'm saying? The Texans. The Texans are not doing that. So, you know, they're not gonna be making any aggressive moves, man. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm not gonna count them out. I'm not even gonna guess. Or say we trade Brandon Knight for Patrick Beverly and Montreal, try to get him back. My thing with Beverly left Houston a little salty. He was a little salty when he left. And I'm curious to how he would respond, you know, with a CP3 in the lineup or whatever and whatnot. I wonder if there would be some in-house tension. I said LC High School Soccer. Okay, look, I'm going to take note of that. I will study it up. Because like I said, I'm changing up the format. And like I say, we're going to start getting back to Htown Sports Tonight. Not Texans Tonight, but we'll still talk Texans. But like I say, you know, when the South started, I don't know how many of y'all remember. A lot of y'all caught on, you know, when the Texan stuff and all that. But it's supposed to be about all sports, everything Houston, you know, from the pros to the collegiate to the amateur, aka high school, to the, you know, even if it's semi-pro or whatever else it is. So if y'all got something interesting that, you know, y'all think I should check out, feel free to hit me, let me know. Because like I said, we're gonna get some SaberCats conversation going. I think they just took a L. Like I said, we're gonna talk about everything. It's gonna be everything Houston. We just don't have a nightly recap of everything that we have to talk about. So again, you know, we're gonna get it back to where it is. So like I say, what it'll probably be like is kind of how we start off today, but I'm gonna do a couple other things different. I didn't get to do everything I wanted to tonight, but like I say, it's gonna be a little bit of a different look. We're gonna have some different things going on, but you know, start off the beginning of the stream. Like I said, we'll talk about all the news that is happening, going on around town, and then we'll open up the sauce line, and then that way, you know, like I say, we can talk about the city like it's supposed to be. Everybody can, you know, chime in on the things that they appreciate and they enjoy. And because right now it's going to be a while till the Texans make any real moves anyway. It's going to just be a bunch of speculation. And so I don't even want to get my hopes up. I just want to see what happens. And, you know, I think that's what it is. You know, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. let's see. So you said Elsick High School Soccer. I'm gonna check that out. That's definitely something. Like I said, I'm gonna start paying more attention to soccer. I tell y'all, you know, little one, she playing soccer, so I need to learn some tips. I need to go steal some plays so I can teach her and shit. Man, they had offered, well, not offered, but they had the opportunity to be a little, do some little coaching. I had to decline that shit because I'd be too damn mean. You motherfucker, quit all that goddamn crying. You know what I'm saying? Get your motherfucking ass up. You ain't hurt. Ball hit you in the face. Everybody get hit in the face. You know, toughen up, goddamn it. Parents be mad. We had to fight somebody, daddy. They can kick me off the motherfucking team. I ain't gonna be able to come back and watch no games. That kind of shit. But excuse me. Like I say, I appreciate all of y'all. I want to thank all of y'all. Make sure, man, that y'all are. If you're not subscribed to the Den, make sure you're rocking with the Den. Ready to go. Let's see. Okay, hold on. Said we got a good left fielder in Brantley who's replacing Gonzalez. Keuchel and Gonzalez still unsigned though. Kyle Tucker looking ready to go. And Bregman had arm surgery as well as Lance McCullers. Yeah, I saw the thing about Bregman not that long ago. And so like I said, I'll definitely check up on all the rest of it. Like I got look, my baseball game is I know names now because I've been watching a little bit. At first y'all would have told me, what about it? I'm like, who? Mike Jones, what? But now we definitely go get on, like I say, because this is going to push me to provide better commentary. So to be to get on my job and get on my game and to provide y'all better content, man, because ultimately that's what it's all about. So I do think that the health is a factor with the Rockets right now, and I'm not going to count that out. But my question is what I'm questioning, I'm worried about is, you know, CP3 did not look really good early on this season. And, you know, it is what it is. One woman beat a one coke hit the IG pulled out on the Texans. Yeah, you need that action. You know what I'm saying? You need that action. Look, you got to have some offbeat personalities out there. So, you know, it is what it is. But here's the deal. We're going to get ready to wind it down. But I appreciate y'all, like I say. And I took a little bit of advice from some of the folks in the Den last night. And we'll talk about that later on. But make sure y'all tune in. We're going to have a good conversation this evening. I think there's always something in the Den for everyone because it's a wide variety of conversations. But like I say, man, with Jay Bird, I don't even know what the hell you said. I honestly, Jay Bird, your name, when I see all that shit, I don't even read it. It's too far along. You know, everybody else got short names. And so I can see the motherfucking comment after that. Your whole name is a fucking comment. I ain't got time to read all that shit. You know what I'm saying? He said, what are the chances of a restructured contract by CP if he fails to play at a good level? I wouldn't count on it, man, because, you know, CP3's philosophy and that he always preaches to the young guys is go and get your money. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't see him, and I'm not saying that he won't. He could possibly. Yeah, I could be wrong. CP3, you know, excuse me, CP3 got a whoop. If he don't whoop when he get to whoop, then Rockets got a whoop, man, you know. You got to be in the Den to know about that one. The topic tonight. Let me put my proper. Let me pull out the list. Make sure I say it properly. Tonight we're going to talk about the double standards of dating. And that's what we shall discuss this evening in the Den. And there's a lot of angles of that we'll speak on. A Den advertisement pop up. That's a good idea. Let me put that down. Make sure, you know, pop that up, you know, just let it slide through. I got some other stuff. Like I said, I didn't have a chance to get all the graphics and things that I want to get going for the show, but it's going to be, like I said, it will be aesthetically pleasing once I get everything done. So like I say, trust me, just look forward to more changes and just stay tuned, man. I think we got a couple of, I think we got another text here, and check out that, and then we'll get ready to wrap it up. I'm pushing on the wrong fucking apps and shit. Oh, we got two. Says, why do you think we won't give young guys a chance like Rob Gray and Chris? We buried this man on the bench. Rob Gray's no longer. But Rob Gray, did he end up going like overseas or something? Because I don't think Rob Gray's even still on the squad anymore. And Chris is terrible. Chris has had chances, but he doesn't do much of anything. You know what I'm saying? Chris, he's had opportunities, especially with the injuries and shit. He just fucking. He does not fucking. He just ain't cutting it. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it just is what it is. He's supposed to be some kind of high flyer and all that shit. I ain't even seeing that shit. I think I seen him get leaned on a couple of times, if I ain't mistaken. So you know, let me tell you, you got to watch out for them niggas with two first names, man. Marquise and Chris, but Chris ain't no last name. That's the first name. Goddamn. As a Chandler says, Marcus Stroman to the Astros. Rumors. Stroman. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, Chris is trash, man. Like he's not where it's at. Like that dude's just some filler. You know what I'm saying? And he's terrible filler. He's like, fuck it, we got to do something. And again, like I said, I like Fareed, but you know, teams with bigger bigs, I guess, you know, bigger centers, you know, right now it's going to be tough. But like you say, with Nene not really playing a whole lot of minutes, I don't think he had like 8 minutes last night. Can't play on the back-to-back. Fareed's only like, I say 6'8", 6'9". So, I mean, he's going to bring a little something on the defensive end, but again, against those bigger guys, it's going to be difficult. I'm curious as to if they may entertain bringing back Hartenstein or you know, what happens with them. Because, I mean, y'all know I'm a big fan of Hartenstein. I liked when they picked him up last year, but, you know, I think they kept him in Germany and then brought him over this year. And I know he's been doing pretty well in the G League. So we'll see what's up with that. Yes, that's the most unpopular opinion. I don't even want to read the rest of that. So with that being said, this is your cousin. Hey man, your kinfolk, man. I'm just saying, man. You need to have a conversation with him. Tell him, look, he is not dripping. He tripping. But like I say, man, with that being said, I appreciate y'all. Get ready to wind it down. Again, dead at 10. If you ain't in the den, man, again, you're missing out on a great conversation. We'll be talking about the double standards of dating. Hope to see y'all there. And with that being said, Sauce Nation, y'all the freshest motherfucking ingredients in the world, man. And I appreciate y'all. Like I said, I appreciate all the advice from everybody yesterday, thoughts and opinions and everything. And like I say, so it's a lot of things that we'll be working on. But most of all, man, y'all just stay saucy. It's your boy Honcho, man, and I'm out.